Alright viewers, welcome to Afreeze Concept TV. Headline: Will these affect Tinubu's office as president? See what House of Rep has asked the president to do. This came after Francis Kagbo, a member of the House, introduced a motion of urgent national importance that called attention to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) initiative to rid the nation of hard narcotics. The House requested an increase in the budgetary allocation for the agency because it was concerned about the tools and weapons available to the NDLEA. The parliamentarians desired that the president provide direct funding for the NDLEA. Politicians who initiate the conversation noted that drug addiction is the starting point for criminal activity. He voiced worried about how the youth are able to access the illicit substance, though painting a black future for them. However, Otegbo advised the administration to quit giving lip service to the keg of gunpowder that was just waiting to go off and harm the country. Creating a general as well as demographically targeted education campaign against drug abuse and its effect, as well as instructing the national orientation agencies to design a program for an education campaign against drug abuse in the nation, are just a few of the preventive strategies in advice the Nigerian government to develop. Additionally, the congressmen encouraged the government to enhance the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) budgetary allotment and assure that the organization receive its financing directly from the presidency, as it did when it was founded in 1986. Direct appointment government health institutions develop new and improved treatment to aid those suffering from substance abuse disorder in getting well and returning to their normal life. He stated, persuade the Nigerian government to create operational rehabilitation facility that will help the same financial and administrative sending as specialty hospitals with psychiatric, psychological, toxicological and other experts managing this facility. Persuade the Committee on Narcotics and Health Service to oversee the resolution implementation and to report back within a week for additional legislative action. In his decision on the motion, Speaker Femi Gbajemila urged the creation of well-staffed rehabilitation facility all around the nation to combat the pandemic. Additionally, he gave relevant House committee the order to see that the motion requests are carried out and reported back to the chamber within 6 days. This came after Francis Kagbo, a member of the House, introduced a motion of urgent national importance that called attention to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) initiative to rid the nation of hard narcotics. The House requested an increase in the budgetary allocation for the agency because it was concerned about the tools and weapons available to the NDLEA. The parliamentarians desired that the president provide direct funding for the NDLEA. Politicians who initiate the conversation noted that drug addiction is the starting point for criminal activity. He voiced worried about how the youth are able to access the illicit substance, though painting a black future for them. However, Otegbo advised the administration to quit giving lip service to the keg of gunpowder that was just waiting to go off and harm the country. Creating a general as well as demographically targeted education campaign against drug abuse and its effect, as well as instructing the national orientation agencies to design a program for an education campaign against drug abuse in the nation, are just a few of the preventive strategies in advice the Nigerian government to develop. Alright viewers, you have listened to today's news. Tackling drug trafficking and youth taking substances. You know, a lot of youths are really taking a lot of substances, a lot of harmful substances, and the NDLEA need to come up with a way to tackle this whole thing, because the more you look at it, the more the youths are getting deeper into drugs. And if they want to tackle this thing, they need to go down back to find those that are producing it. That's where they're going to start from. Because though giving orientation is really cool, it's great to help the youth know how harmful taking drugs is to their health and the damages it could cause them or it could lead. That's one. But the main way to tackle this whole drug trafficking stuff of a thing is starting with the people that are producing this thing and those that are bringing this thing into the country, I think they need to start from there. Because when there is no place they can plant this whole drug, whatever it is, and nobody is importing into Nigeria, when you start from there, then you start talking, then you move to the orientation, whatever, telling the youth the harmfulness of drugs to their health and all that, then it's going to really work big time. But just giving them the orientation and not stopping people from planting it or bringing it into the country, forget it. Youth will continue to go down the drain of taking harmful substances. Now, I love the idea of creating more rehabilitation for those taking substances and all of that. It's really good. We need to create more. They need to create more rehabilitation centers, because a lot of youth these days are really like, they behave as if they are kind of mad, like their brain they're as if they are crazy, and this whole thing are caused by taking substances. So them creating a rehabilitation center is really going to is going to work also. At least they move people that has issues with drugs to that place to help them get over, because a lot of youth are addicted to drugs. Like, calculating, out of 100%, 70% of youth are addicted to drugs. Like, they cannot do without it. It has become part of them. Any day they don't take it, it's as if they are sick, it's as if they are going to die. So creating more rehabilitation center is a great thing to do. They should add it to the plan. And just like what they said, the government should fund the NDLEA, just like they have been funding it. The day they brought NDLEA, they created National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. So the presidency needs to fund it more. Like, they really need to look into it more. If not, this whole drug thing would damage our youth. It's already damaging them. If nothing is being done urgently, it will move from 70% to 99.9%. So do you now know how dangerous it is going to be for 99.9% of youth to start taking drugs, and it's going to affect their health? So what will happen to the future of Nigeria? So do you understand? So let them really look into it. Just like the idea that I brought. They should start from stopping the planting of drugs, the importing of drugs. So that is where they need to start from. Creating more rehabilitation centers is going to work also. And let the government really put their eyes more on this drug of a thing. So whoever is being caught, they should deal with that person. They need to put a strong law on ground, a strong law that anybody that falls in that law is being dealt with. Not that once the person pays some amount of money, they will let them go scot-free. Definitely, more people will continue to go through that line. That's why people keep on getting into bad things, because once they feel like once they pay some people money, they will go scot-free. They need to send a law whereby nobody that bring bribe, you must be punished. Alright, viewers, I've come to the end of today's news. Please do well to drop out the comment section. Let's know what your views are. Thank you for listening.